All right, Mark, so tell me how the Universe Beyond Spider-Man set first started. Did Disney come to you? Did you come to them?
We have business partners that will work and figure out what the best properties are. We were always excited to do Marvel. In fact, when my boss, Aaron Forsyth, who first came up with the idea of Ultimates, when he first pitched the idea to me, my first response to him was dibs on Marvel. Like I really wanted to do Marvel. I'm a huge fan, so I mean, we talked to them. They were excited. We were excited, and so we started making stuff. And they actually were the ones that recommended. Marvel recommended to us that Spider-Man might be the good starting point. They obviously are well versed on their own property, and they said he's very universal. Everybody likes him. He's well known. And so they recommended we start with Spider-Man.
Now, when you're working for mechanics for this set specifically, do you start with a picture and then go around that, or just start with the characters? Or do you start with the mechanics first and then kind of fit pictures with the mechanics?
Well, one thing about Universes Beyond is we first sort of make a list of what needs to be there. What characters do we want to do? What events do we want to do? What objects? And so you sort of start with those and then build from that. Oh, we got to do a Doc Ock. Okay, what does Doc Ock do? And so really, Universes Beyond is sort of like top down. Is that we want to figure out the thing we want to capture and then, okay, design to capture that thing.
You have the staples, sure, Spider-Man, Doc Ock, Venom, McCart. You have all those characters, but is it harder when you get down to the nitty-gritty, the oddball characters, and try to fit them into a set that's already probably overflowing with so many options?
Well, one of the things we'll do is we'll make a list, and then obviously at some point we have to draw a line. And the big question is like, what's above, what's below, and so there's a lot of things that gets examined, and then it's just a matter of where do we think the fans, what do the fans want to see? And also, like, what are good designs? Sometimes the thing that'll cross something over is, well, we have a great design for this card, and maybe this is the middle, but okay, if we like the design enough, it'll get above the line.
Is there a particular card, specifically from this set in Commander, that you're looking forward to getting into the players' hands to see how it shakes up the meta?
Well, the one that I enjoy, there's a Spider-Ham that sort of makes like an animal deck. And back when we made Bloomborough, I was really trying to like make a card that let you make an animal deck, which we didn't end up really doing. So I like that Spider-Ham comes and does that. So if you want to make your Commander animal deck, we're giving you the card to do that.
Is this like a lifelong dream for you? You've worked on Magic for over 30 years to like have like a Marvel crossover, have Spider-Man cards in the Magic universe?
Oh, this is so much fun. I mean, one of the things that's really exciting about Universes Beyond is that you get to take things that the players are passionate about and marry them to Magic, which they're also passionate about. So when you personally get to work on a property that you really love, it is just so much fun. And Marvel, we're making multiple sets, so like it's so much fun. I can't even wait for everyone to see all the stuff we've done. So.
Universes Beyond have been very successful for the company. Now, are you at the point where people are approaching you now and you don't have to go out to find partners anymore?
Yeah, so when we first started Universes Beyond, it was a lot more us going out to ask people. But right, as it gets more popular, more and more we have people coming to us, and that's really nice.
I do want to give you this time because a lot of people claim, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but like Final Fantasy set did really good for you guys, and people are like, they didn't print enough, and that's actually incorrect. You said you printed a ton. Can you kind of give it a little transparency about people who think you don't print enough cards when in fact you do?
So, for example, before it went on sale, like before the sale date, we had sold more of that product. It became the #1 product we'd ever done, which meant like Lord of the Rings was the previous #1 product. So we printed more cards than we'd ever printed for the entire run of Lord of the Rings before the set even came out, and sold all that. Like we went really big. Like we knew it was going to be a really big set. We planned for a really big set. We thought it'd be a giant big opening, and we weren't even close. Like it was even bigger than we thought.
What was your biggest takeaway from your last collaboration that you took with you into Marvel Spider-Man for Final Fantasy, for example? What was your biggest lesson you took away from that printing and that design and brought with you into the next set?
Well, I mean, I think each set it's its own thing. Each property is a little bit different. But one of the things about Magic is we do what we call iterative design. That's how game design works. Is you do something, you get feedback, you learn from that, and then you build upon that. And so every Universes Beyond we do, we learn from that. We learn from Lord of the Rings, we learn from Fallout, we learn from Final Fantasy. Like everything we've done, we've learned from, and just, we're able to make things. We had to sort of craft it because we've learned, how do you capture characters? How do you capture flavor? And the more we do it, just the better we get at it.
Last question about the mana pie, is it difficult to maintain a balance when there's so many different formats in your game now? You have Pauper, Standard, Legacy, Extended, Commander. Is it difficult to make sure you hit all of those like different sets when you're making sure that the color has identity, it has a place in all those formats?
Well, I mean, one thing to be careful is want to make sure that every color has a lot of different ways it can be used. But the color pie is really format agnostic. Like, just make red do red things, and if red does red things, all the formats will figure out what does red do in our format. And so really, the formats don't really affect the color pie too much.
Favorite Spider-Man costume and why?
Bombastic Spider-Man is my favorite costume.